Your past two albums have been based on stories your fans have submitted. Do you think this is going to be a theme in future albums as well?
It might be. I didn't anticipate this season lasting as long as it has. It really started as a simple creative experiment idea. I'm a storyteller, I love writing songs and telling the story of people's lives. And I've typically told the story of my life through my songs, but I had this idea to give people who listen to my music a chance to tell me their story. In a way, I wanted to get to know my audience better, and I didn't expect to receive as many stories as I did. So from one request on Facebook and Twitter, I received over 10,000 stories that flooded my email. It felt like that scene in Bruce Almighty, and the email was like... and the crazy thing is, I made one record called The Story of Your Life. It had songs like Strong Enough and My Own Little World on it. And the stories, they didn't stop coming in. In fact, they doubled. So in the last 3 years, I've collected over 20,000 stories from every state in the U.S., 20 countries around the world. There's even a song on the new record inspired by a soldier who wrote to me from the front lines in Afghanistan. So I guess to answer your question, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. I feel like it feels important. It feels like we're on this special journey together, and I feel like I'm getting to do life with people. Like we're kind of having this conversation back and forth. And so if this is what God has planned for me, if this is how He wants to use my music career to tell not my story but other people's stories, then I'm humbly honored to be able to do that and to be a part of a Winter Jam tour where I can now share some of those stories in front of thousands of people. It's awesome.
What's that transition like between how, I know your recent tour was really intimate setting, showing some of the submitted videos and that sort of thing. How are you going to translate that onto the large stage for Winter Jam?
We're going to sing louder. We'll turn our guitars up to 11. It's really not that much different. I think as a performer, I've always been the kind of artist that I dream of the biggest stage. And yet I've asked God to help me be faithful every step along the way. So I did hundreds of shows for 5 people. And now I get the chance to do shows for 5,000 people. And on Winter Jam, you get a chance to do a show for 15,000 people. And so for me, I just come alive that much more. Like the more people lifting their voices together, and if a crowd's gonna be up there singing a song with me, it's like, holy cow, like I can't believe how God's using what we're all doing out here. And we're really grateful. So we step on stage every night just with a grateful heart. And we hope to bring some of that intimate feeling to the arena. I love all these bands and they put on awesome shows. I'm not the guy that's going to try to get out there and have more laser lights than the band that was performing. I'm not blowing anything up. That's not who I am. I'm a storyteller. But what we will do, hopefully, will bring something unique to the show. Because, Red already blows stuff up. They don't need me to blow stuff up. If I tried to blow stuff up, somebody would get injured. So let's avoid injury. That's our goal. As
a returning Winter Jam artist, what do you think sets this tour apart from others? What are your favorite parts of it?
Oh man, well, I think there's a really neat camaraderie with all of the bands because it's a unique experience where there's more than just a few artists. There's a bunch of us out here. It's not competitive like you might think it is. It's pretty cool to see everybody kind of pulling for everybody else. I think the other thing that makes it really unique is it's an affordable ticket price. So you see the whole family coming. You see whole youth groups coming. You see whole communities just rallying around us going, hey, this is, especially in these economic times, for a whole family to have the chance to come out and enjoy a night of entertainment, that's a pretty unique thing as well. So it's kind of like every artist gets to do a little appetizer, like it's not our full show, but we all get to be a part of something bigger, and so we sort of lay down our own agendas for a few months, and we all join together to give people hopefully one unforgettable night.
Your last, going back to your music, you came out with a book afterwards, after the story of your life came out. Is that going to happen again as well?
Yeah, hopefully. I've been enjoying writing beyond the confines of a 3-minute song. It's been pretty cool. So, if somebody gives me a chance to keep writing books, then I will. I'm actually working on a book right now called Forgiveness, and it's basically it's going to be kind of like a gift book / devotional book. It's going to feature like 30 different stories that kind of all touch on that topic of forgiveness and how important it is to. Really the message of the book is kind of broken down into 4 categories. So stories that illustrate the power of forgiving others, stories that illustrate the power of asking for forgiveness, that illustrate the power of how we need to forgive ourselves, and then finally the biggest question of forgiveness is, have I really accepted the forgiveness that God has offered to me through His Son Jesus? So it's kind of going to be a witnessing tool, a book that you can hand to a friend and say, hey, check this out. So that's going to be coming out next year. Share with the audience and say, hey, guess what? Somebody has spoken on our behalf too. God has sent His Son Jesus to pay our price, to speak on our behalf, so that we all could experience, not just Eric, not just the Renees of the world, but we all have the chance to experience the freedom that comes with forgiveness. That's the journey I've been on with the songs I'm writing. That's the journey we're about to take on Winter Jam, and we thank you for letting us tell that story.